guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for joining me for today's video. As you can see on the title, I want to talk to you guys about some of the things that I did to help cope with my anxiety during self-isolation here in China. It has been 2 months since the outbreak and the lockdown. Well, my city was never really on lockdown as strict as it was in Wuhan, but we were very limited in terms of going outside. I mean, not a lot of shops were open. There's really not much that we could do, and we were instructed to avoid crowds and to stay indoors. So I do want to share how I dealt with that from the beginning and how I basically handled the whole situation. So in the beginning, I was very paranoid. I was following the news on social media and on the internet and on YouTube, watching credible news sites, because there is a lot of fake news going around. So my first thing that I would say is just limit the amount of time you spend on the internet and social media, because there is a lot of fake news going around. So just make sure that you educate yourself on the virus and how many people are infected, recovering, and deaths there are in your region, country, city, or just in the community that you are living in. Don't consume a lot of time on the internet and why am I getting stuck? Don't spend a lot of time on the internet to the point where you get really paranoid and you ruin the day, because we all wake up and we check our phones and we go online, and that's basically how most of us start our day. So you don't want to create that bad and negative energy for the rest of your day. Okay, which brings me to my next point. After checking what's happening in the news and what's happening around you regarding the virus, what I can say is just mention 5 things that you personally are grateful for. For example, for shelter, for food, for finances to support you during a lockdown and during the self-isolation. Be thankful that your parents, your family, your friends, everyone who may not yet have been infected or who will not be infected by this virus. Reach out to everyone, check up on everyone, because obviously naturally people reciprocate the same energy. So if you care and if you show other people that you're there for them, checking up on them, they're going to do the same to you, and you will feel less alone. Alright, because loneliness is definitely one of the things that I struggled with, since I am alone here in China, far away from my people. Okay, so yeah, just take control of your mind. Instead of looking at it as a way of being restricted, just think of it as a way that I choose not to go to crowded places. Just I think that way of thinking can help you a lot with your anxiety and your paranoia, because that way you feel like you are taking the necessary measures to make sure that you stay protected and safe, and yeah, you're taking preventative measures to make sure that you don't get infected with the virus, because it's serious and it's real. All right. Okay, so the next one I would say is use this time to do a lot of self-introspection. I know a lot of us had a list of goals. Some of us had vision boards. This was definitely a time. I mean, it's a new decade, you know, everyone was excited, everyone had plans. We had goals that we wanted to achieve, and just as normal, when you have a goal, you kind of have a time set to it on when you want to achieve it. So since this self-isolation and lockdown and the coronavirus, all of that came, it's like you feel overwhelmed because you feel like you're not going to reach your goal at the certain time that you had expected. So that can really trigger anxiety, and I just want to say that it's not to say that it won't happen, it will happen. It's just that it won't happen at the time that you did expect it to happen. Doesn't mean you should give up on it or you should stop pursuing that goal. Alright, so yeah, that's just my encouragement to you. The next one I will say is affirmations. Be kind to yourself. Alright, I think a lot of the time there's so much noise happening and we're always so busy, we're going to work. There's basically a routine that we follow and we don't really check in with the self. So you can spend this time to meditate, you know, get to know yourself. spend time with yourself, fall in love with yourself again. If there's certain bad habits that you're trying to break free from, then do that. Figure out a way that you can handle that, okay? For me, for example, with me, before the outbreak here in China, I had signed up to the gym just a few days before. So I had already, you know, on my vision board, I had this whole thing that I want to be healthy this year. I want to get into fitness and all of that. And when the virus came, it's like I kind of forgot about that. Because of the self-isolation, I didn't think really about working out. I didn't think about eating healthy. I was sad. I'm not gonna act strong or like I didn't feel all of those emotions. I did, and I allowed myself to, and I was binge eating a lot. I was basically living my life at the moment, like just looking forward to my next meal, like eating, watching a movie, sleeping, eating, watching series, sleeping. That's basically all that I was doing. And well, I mean, I'm in a better place now, but that's something that I went through, and it didn't really help me because it didn't help me it didn't really change it didn't do any good for me, if I'm making sense. It didn't do any good for me. It's like I wasn't even looking forward to the next day because I'm going to do the same thing anyway. So how I changed that is, like I set goals for myself. I started small, you know. I looked at my CV and I've always wanted to improve it. I do have a degree in BA Communications. I majored in media and journalism. So I went online and I looked for free courses that I could do, and I did a free course which is actually accredited. So I spent my days doing that. I set a time for myself to finish it, and it was a month just to do one module a day, and I did it in 2 weeks. I mean, I had a lot of time, but still, I was excited for the following day to complete a module or two, and the next day a module or two, and until eventually, after 2 weeks, I did and completed that. And then it was back to the same cycle of binge eating and doing basically nothing that's motivating and encouraging me to look forward to the next day. All right. So at the moment, I was like, okay, what can I do next? You know, just to distract myself, because wow, everyone around the world is panicking because of the coronavirus, and I didn't want to stay in that cycle of always complaining about what's happening. I just wanted to find a way to distract myself. So I was like, you know what, I did want to adapt a new way of eating, a balanced diet. So right now I'm actually doing a raw vegan diet challenge for 30 days, and that's definitely a distraction. I'm learning a lot about myself. I'm using the internet to kind of learn how to master my mind, how to react to certain situations so that I don't get triggered and have a mental breakdown. Another thing is that the best gift that you can give to yourself is time. All right. I mean, I know there's a lot of hours in a day, but there's also a lot of things that you can do that will benefit yourself in the day. If it's reading a book, if it's listening to music, if it's watching a movie, if it's learning a new language, anything that will challenge you and, you know, just keep you distracted from what's happening around you. I think information is power, and it's important to know what's happening, but how that makes you feel and how you react to that makes all the difference. Okay, so I'm just here to say that self-isolation is not permanent, it's temporary. Stay positive. Know that this will all come to an end. Even in China right now, it's good to see that in my city we don't have any existing cases of the coronavirus, and people are happy, you know, it's busier in the streets. So if this video did help you, or yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, and thank you for tuning in. I'll see you in my next video. Mwah. Bye.